What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Geek Studios and today's mini charge episode for Wednesday, July 29th, 2026. As always, I'm your host, Joel. Glad to be with you today, even though it's been brutally hot here in Arkansas. I'm talking like 4 or 5 straight days of 100 plus temperatures. I mean, it's not even fun to be outside right now. So hopefully you're inside, keeping it cool, just like I am, because today we're going to talk about new software that was teased by the Hyundai Motor Group. And when I show you the pics of it here in a little bit, you might think it looks very familiar. So if you've been following the EV market over the last few years, you know that Hyundai Motor Group, which includes Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis, has made great improvements to their EV platform. Their EGMP dedicated EV architecture gave us the Ioniq 5, the EV6 and EV9, both of which I own, and the Ioniq 6. These are cars that charge stupid fast, have a sleek design, and generally just kick ass when it comes to range and efficiency. But if we're being completely honest with ourselves, there's been one stubborn, lingering Achilles heel across most of all the vehicles. And if you watch the podcast, you have heard me and Sebastian talk about it several times. And that is the infotainment software. Yes, their current system, like the CCNCs, are perfectly fine. It's actually was an upgrade from their original units. They're functional. They get the job done. They support phone projection, which everyone wants. They want Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But in a world dominated by Tesla, Rivian, and super connected Chinese EVs, functional just, I don't think, cuts it anymore. Drivers want responsive touchscreens, modular layouts, deep AI integration in a vehicle that actually gets better over time via those over-the-air updates. Well, Hyundai Motor Group just laid out their playbook to fix that permanently. Reports out today confirm that starting in 2027, Kia will officially begin deploying Hyundai's brand new next-generation infotainment operating system, known as Pleos Connect, across its lineups. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into what Pleos Connect actually is, how it's designed, why it matters for future EV buyers like yourself, and how Hyundai plans to scale this to over 20 million vehicles by the end of the decade. That's just what, 2.5, 3 years away? But before we start, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow EV Geek Studios. It's just pushing a button, y'all. It doesn't take much. Just push a button and tap the little notification icon too, so you know when new content like this comes out. All right, now let's break down this announcement from Hyundai Motor Group. All right, like always, we're going to start with the basics. So what exactly is this Pleos? Pleos is the new overarching software brand created by the Hyundai Motor Group to lead their transition into a true software-defined vehicle, or SDV, mobility company. Think of Pleos as almost like the umbrella entity responsible for building the digital brain of its future vehicles. And the user interface that you and I actually see on the screen in the dashboard is going to be called Pleos Connect. And from the pics I'm about to show you, it looks very familiar to Tesla's infotainment software, a great company if you want to imitate software. So underneath the hood, Pleos Connect is built on top of the Android Automotive Operating System, AAOS. Now, time for a quick clarification here, because people mix this up all the time. Android Automotive is not Android Auto. Android Auto is just the mirroring your phone screens onto the on the display via cable or wireless connection. Very similar to Apple CarPlay. Android Automotive, on the other hand, is a full native operating system that runs directly on the vehicle's hardware. Volvo, Polestar, GM, and Rivian use similar underlying architectures. And now Hyundai is jumping in full force. According to the technical breakdown, Hyundai developed Pleos Connect around 3 specific core pillars: intuitiveness, safety, and openness. So let's unpack that intuitiveness first. Up until now, legacy car operating systems felt like navigating a maze of rigid, deeply nested menus. I have this exact issue with both of my Kias that are in my driveway and in my garage right now. With Pleos Connect, the user experience is designed to mirror a modern smartphone or tablet. Think Tesla. You get a wide 12.9-inch or massive 14.6-inch center display paired with a fully digital instrument cluster. Sound familiar? The main screen interface uses a modular card design. You can run full single screen mode for things like high definition maps or media, or switch to split screen mode to multitask. Imagine having your real-time EV navigation routing on the left while your audio controls and battery preconditioning status stay pinned on the right. Down at the bottom of the screen, there is a persistent bottom bar that houses your pinned and recent apps, so you'll never have to go dig through those menus while driving to find what you need. Literally, if you've been inside a Tesla, it looks exactly like this if you're looking at these pictures. And then there's Gleo AI, built into Pleos Connect, is an advanced LLM-powered voice assistant. Instead of memorizing robot-like voice triggers, Gleo, we have Clio and Pleos, too many EOs going on here. Gleo AI uses natural language processing. You can say things like, "Hey Gleo, I'm feeling a bit chilly and I need to stop for a fast charge in 50 miles. And the system will just adjust your climate zones, calculate your battery state or charge upon arrival, and filter nearby high-speed DC chargers." Now, I know what a lot of you are probably thinking right now. Awesome, another giant glass rectangle that forces me to tap through submenus just to move my air vents or defog the windshield. That brings up pillar number 2, safety. And honestly, this is where Hyundai deserves some serious credit. They aren't doing the hyper minimalist Tesla thing where every single physical button gets thrown in the trash. Based on real driver testing out of their design centers in California, Korea, Germany, and China, Hyundai realized that pure touchscreens lead to awful driver distractions. Totally agree with that. So Pleos Connect keeps a hybrid control setup. Core high-use controls like volume knobs, climate dials, defrosters, and drive modes keep physical buttons and toggles right beneath the screen and on the wheel, so you'll still have buttons for those certain things. They also added smart gesture controls. For instance, if an app is taking up too much screen real estate, a quick 3-finger swipe instantly minimizes or repositions the window so you don't have to aim your finger at a tiny X icon while driving down the road. Even the built-in navigation got reworked. Instead of static maps, which I cannot stand, it pulls live cloud data from connected cars on the road to give you real-time traffic updates, road hazards, and broken or occupied chargers. Sound familiar to you Tesla owners out there? All right, so here's the question everyone wants to know. When do we actually get our hands on this, and what cars get it first? So the rollout is going to start at Hyundai with their high-volume models like the Tucson. But as reported by outlets such as Electric and the South Korea ET News, Kia officially adopts Pleos Connect starting in 2027. Now, this is huge for Kia. They've been dropping killer EVs left and right. The EV6 and EV9 and the new EV3 and the upcoming budget options like the EV2. Rolling Pleos Connect out across Kia's 2027 lineup means their whole EV fleet, from cheap city hoppers to massive 3-row family haulers like I own, get the same lightning-fast software. And the sheer scale Hyundai Motor Group is shooting for here is wild. Their target is over 20 million vehicles running Pleos by 2030 across Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis. So what does 20 million number matter so much? Simple. Developers. And that leads to our third pillar, openness. When an automaker has 20 million connected cars on the road running Android, app developers actually care enough to build software for it. Though what they're calling Pleos Playground. I don't know why they're calling that, but it's kind of a cool name. Pleos Playground. Third-party devs get SDK access to build native apps right from the dashboard. We're talking native video streaming, music apps, games to pass the time at a 350 kilowatt charger, and productivity tools. Instead of your car's software feeling frozen in the exact year you bought it, it becomes an evolving app ecosystem with those over-the-air updates. Now, if we could peek underneath the hood for a second, because you can't build great software without modern electrical architecture. Underneath Pleos Connect, Hyundai Motor Group is completely ditching traditional vehicle wiring in favor of a centralized zonal architecture. We hear a lot of this from companies like Rivian and Tesla. In older cars, every single tiny feature from your window switches to your heated seats had its own separate brain, and miles of heavy wiring routed all over the place. With zonal architecture, localized zonal controls handle nearby parts of the car and plug directly into a central supercomputer. That gives future Hyundai and Kia EVs 3 huge advantages. First, weight savings. Getting rid of miles of thick copper wires cuts significant weight, which directly improves efficiency and can squeeze out a little more range. Second, of course, cost and manufacturing. Simpler wiring makes assembly way faster and cheaper on the factory floor. And third, true OTA updates. Now, my Kia does get OTA updates right now, but it's just navigation OTA updates. It's not truly software running the vehicle OTA updates. Because the central computer controls everything, over-the-air updates aren't just limited to updating basic Mac graphics or radio screens. They can push deep performance updates to power management, climate efficiency, driver assist features, and thermal battery preconditioning seamlessly. It's the real shift to software-defined vehicles. It means a Kia EV you buy in 2027 won't feel totally outdated by 2029. It actually updates and gets smarter while you sleep. Very similar to an iPhone. So at the end of the day, hardware specs and sleek styling are only half the battle now. As these electric platforms get super efficient across the board, the daily experience comes down to what happens inside the cabin, and how fast the screen responds, and how smart the voice AI is, and how effortlessly the tech fits into your routine. Kia Motor Group knew software was their weak spot. And with Pleos Connect heading to Kia in 2027, they're making a serious play for the crown. So what do you think about this move? Are you glad Kia is picking up Pleos Connect? Do you like keeping physical backup buttons around, or would you rather have a pure, clean touchscreen like Tesla does? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. All right, everyone, that is your mini charge episode for today. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap that notification icon so you are alerted when new content drops. Also, give our video a hype over on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your audio podcasts, hit that follow button and leave us a comment. It really helps the show grow. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay charged, stay geeky, and stay cool. So long, everyone.